Okay.
Okay.
But I
good to
guess,
go?
yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome. This is Homie Only Chat reboot featuring me and AJ. We're going to be co-hosting this podcast from now on.
Yep.
And we're excited to announce our first guest, RileyScott 64, the one and only. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going? I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. It's
Riley-
all downhill from here as the first guest.
You have no idea how long it took to set this shit up. I brought it up
have
like a
an
second
idea.
ago, but like I was under this table for like a fucking hour.
Yeah, man. He's like he's like a plumber down there. He was
I just imagine Kay sitting there on his phone, I was like, man, you got it. You're almost there. Pretty much.
I fucking tore up my setup
yeah, literally
just so we could do this shit.
everything, bro.
I was like, I
love
hate
it.
Riley so much.
He's handing me wires. He's throwing shit out. I'm like, hey man, you're doing great.
Some-
I'm like, this looks good. Me and Jill are like, dude, this looks so good. And he's like, I know.
I know. I
fucking
know it
know.
looks good.
That sounds like a
He's like, this shit's amazing.
Yeah, of course it looks good. I fucked up my shit.
Yeah,
But nice to have you, Riley.
it's great. It's great.
nice.
No pressure.
So yeah, I mean, let's just hop right into it. I usually like to start these off. I kind of like to get the background of the guests we're talking to. So the first question I kind of wanted to ask is how long have you been streaming? Like, when did you start?
I think it's been about 2 years now. I want to say I started YouTube in like January 2020 or 2019, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years. Wait, no, I think it's 3. But I started in like 2020, and then COVID hit, and I started making way more YouTube videos. And then I was like, I'll try streaming, and I didn't like it. And then I came back later, and I did like it.
Oh shit. What was was Animal Crossing the first thing you started off on YouTube, or what
No,
was
I
it?
actually started a really long time ago recording my Chow Garden when I was like 11 years old.
That's tight.
Dude.
With like a little camcorder
Yeah,
up to
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing.
That's amazing.
And I was like, I love this. And then some kids at school found it, and I was like, I hate this. This is I deleted everything. But I got like just the Elgato capture card and
Elgato.
started recording Elgato. Started recording Smash Ultimate because that's what I was playing at the time, and just started going from there. And then pretty much every time a new game came out that I was getting anyway, I made like a little video within like the first week, posted it, and then Animal Crossing is what started like actually doing well. So then I kept doing that.
How long
And
was
that's that was probably like 3 or 4 months of just making Animal Crossing videos from the day or like from the week it came out to like the end of the summer. And I was like, I'm done.
How do you feel about it now? Like, do you miss it? I remember that's how I first met you. You came by and I saw you editing. Oh, you showed it. I think you
Yeah.
self-promoted my stream.
I came in, I was like, you want to see this?
Well, I edit and I make videos.
I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. Looking back on it, it's just like I feel like I learned a lot about like why it worked. At the time, I was like, these videos are doing good, but I don't understand why. I'm just gonna keep doing it. Now I look back, I'm like, oh, that's why. But I definitely got like tired of just doing the same Animal Crossing video over and over again. I was like, why do people like this? I'm not even trying.
Yeah.
And it like does better than anything I've done since. But
a different creative outlet.
yeah, so I took a break from just doing anything because I was like, okay, now I'm just discouraged because now when I do the stuff I actually like, nothing pops off. Nothing does what the magic Animal Crossing did.
Yeah.
But took a break and came back and then kind of started doing it more to just enjoy what I'm doing and kind of have a creative outlet. And since then, it's been way better.
Yeah, that's awesome. You kind of mentioned earlier, like you started streaming and then you said you didn't like it and then you kind of came back to it. Like, do you remember the initial reasons you kind of you weren't enjoying it, and then like what sort of made you start enjoying it? Like,
I think when I didn't enjoy it, it was mainly because I basically did my streams the exact way I'd record my content, which is just like I'd kind of do something for a long period of time. It's just there was no editing down. So all the lulls and like not funny parts were just there.
Yeah.
And it was like I was checking chat. I was a viewer count Andy just staring at it, and I was like, I don't like this. This is like,
Yeah.
this is messing up my mental with it.
My bad. Do you hear my dog in the background, by the way? Do you hear Epo?
I don't.
Oh shit, that's good. That's good mic. Joe, don't
But,
wave. Don't wave at my guest. Oh, this game fucked up.
Now I hear him.
Okay, good.
But no, I came back to it and started liking it. Really, I think I stopped doing content for a while and then randomly saw one of AJ's scratching videos on YouTube. And then I saw, I think, a tweet that you were live. And then I just started hanging out. And then I saw the community part of it that I never really had because, like,
it's me. I did this.
Wow. You did it.
Dude, I did this shit. What the fuck?
You did it.
Like, he wrote this shit down before the.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna give me good points. I'm gonna get his good graces.
God damn it! I actually thought you like came in from like, I don't know, like a Ching's community or Cake.
I just randomly like found yours from the scratching video, and I was like, oh, I'll just come and like be like, hey, I saw that. And I was like, wait, this is like actually fun to hang out in and just talk to people and get to know people. And I was like, maybe I'll try streaming again. And then it was like more of just hanging out with friends while the camera's on me rather than, you know, like feeling like I was doing a show.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing was when I did it originally, a lot of the community that was like watching my videos, there was just a big age gap, and it was just like not really like easy to conversate. It was great to make videos and like respond to comments that kind of relationship. But the like streamer chatter relationship was just different, and it was not bad. It was just kind of like, this isn't like, I'm not getting community out of this. I feel like I'm doing a show. And then when the show doesn't do well, I feel bad. But now it's like, hey, these are my friends. I want to hang out with my friends. Let's go live. Let's hit the button.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's really dope. I think it's interesting to hear you talk about that too, because I feel like AJ kind of mirrors that a lot. Like he talks about all the time, like, you know, streaming would be way less fun if you weren't just like hanging out with the homies, and like, you know, when you got some whack ass people, sometimes it can like take the fun out. Take the fun out of it a little bit. Like,
yeah,
because I feel like it's when you first start streaming, it's like and when you first start streaming, it's like you practice talking to yourself a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And like you're talking to no one essentially, and then you start talking to like individual people, and then I think actually the higher you go, I'm not there yet, but you know, but it's like you stop talking to people again, you start talking to yourself again. It's like it goes like this and go whoa, I get curves again.
So if you're ever gonna be big, you got to be good at being bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts. That initial part that definitely builds the most character as a streamer, like when no one's there and you're just like, all right, who am I, bro? I gotta talk to nobody and just make it work. But
I still struggle with that shit though.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like I'm slowly bringing that in. Like it'll be slow at times. I'm like, oh, I gotta find the jiggies.
All right, chat, come along.
Okay, so I'm gonna look for the jiggies now. I don't know why it's so hard to find. And just silent and shit, like, ooh.
So what did you guys do today?
Maybe buy some gingers? You guys know where the gingers are? I'm like baiting a message.
Anybody?
I'm actually kind of curious now, like, you know, I think you like you were mentioning before, you were doing a whole bunch of different types of content, and like we haven't gotten to the baseball stuff yet, but I'm curious, like what were some of the big content creators / streamers, if any, like sort of inspired you the most to do kind of what you're doing then and now, if you remember?
I think back then I was watching a lot of like Alpha Rad and like some creators where it's like very snappy cuts and it's like new game, new video, like not really good gameplay, but just try and be funny for like 12 minutes. And I like doing that. And I felt like I was good at that. I felt like that was kind of easy for me to get into because all I had to edit was like the jumpy cuts. And I really didn't like Twitch that much because I was like, I don't have time to sit there and watch a 4-hour stream. Like, it just didn't compute to me. And that's kind of why I didn't really like streaming at first. But since I kind of got into it in my second wave, really, I would say watch a lot of Clint. I've watched a lot of, I've gone through phases where a lot of my inspirations were kind of people closer to my level of like AJ and like
wait, what'd you say?
of you, yeah.
I mean,
level. Well, I mean, between
I'm joking.
from me to you
joking,
to
I'm
me to
joking.
Ludwig is a bigger gap, but
I'm joking. I'm joking.
But no, some of the basically for a while, especially getting started, if I enjoyed being in someone's chat, I was like, okay, why do I like this? And like, what can I steal from this before anybody yells at me? And just kind of pushing that limit until I find it.
And notice with the music, and I saw you wearing a beanie. And I was like, okay.
I spent like $400 on beanies. I was like, this must work. It didn't really work, but and then lately I've had more appreciation for like bigger streamers and trying to understand like what are these events that they're doing that work? What are these like concepts that work?
Yeah.
And trying to just not emulate, but like take the good things and then still stay true to like what I want to do.
I love that.
More so than just like, I guess I got to do a chess boxing tournament now.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
But
I think that actually segues really perfectly into kind of my next question, which is like, what's sort of like the decision-making process for you when you're deciding what kind of stuff you want to do on stream? Like, do you plan things out more, or do you kind of just like play whatever you feel like?
Are you stealing
I try and do a balance of like of what sounds fun at the time. Like if I see like a tweet of a clip of some game, I'm like, oh, I want to play Melee today. Like I just let it take over. But I try and have, I don't know, 20-30% of like an idea that's what's a good YouTube title. Well, what's a thumbnail I can kind of make it? Okay, now let's backtrack from there and go, what would that video look like? And what would the stream look like to make that video? And just trying to sprinkle those in between. That kind of creates a little more like, okay, so it's like Mario this time, but it's XYZ. Like, here's the event with it. And then I do 2 or 3 of those. I get a little burnt out, and then I just play whatever game I want for a while. Until I'm like, all right, I want to make something cool again.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have a question, real quick. So while you've been making these things, like your YouTube and also your stream, were you with Erica the whole time during this time?
Yeah. So,
well, other than the fucking little kid one, like the fucking
well, and I was going to segue into that. I always liked making video. Like even in school, it was like if we had a video project, I'd put way too much effort into it to make it like way too funny for no reason. But I never really just like wanted to take the leap and put myself out there, because like when I was in grade school and I do it and people I know find it and it's like doing well, I just get embarrassed and want to delete it. But right when we started dating, I was talking to Erica and I was like, I think I kind of want to do this, but I don't know. Like basically going like, tell me it's dumb or tell me it's a good idea. I'm like cool either way, but I want to. And she really encouraged me to do it. So for my birthday that year, I bought the capture card and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try for a few months and like see if I enjoy it. And it just kind of went from there. And she's always been a huge supporter and a huge like help in all of that she's like, well, you need to go stream, go do it, go do what you like, because I know how important it is to you and that makes it important to me.
No, that's dope. That kind of reminds me of what happened with me and Joe. I remember I brought it up briefly. I was like, oh yeah, me and my friend Jalik wanted to do this shit. Initially she's like, yeah, you should do it. But then did you ever have trouble with it though? Like, I guess like spending too much time on that shit?
Not really, but I think that came from COVID and we were in different cities and we weren't seeing each other anyway.
No, we lived together. So it was like,
yeah.
That makes sense.
There was a brief time where it was like,
yeah.
Joe probably saw something. Joe saw a Reddit thread. It was like, my loser boyfriend fucking streams for fucking 8 hours and just one chatter.
Damn.
I just want to see him.
And dude, he keeps talking about the grind set and shit. I'm like, Joe, dude, what the fuck? But it's when I first started.
So that was Erica.
Yeah.
She wrote that.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I think it's interesting that you sort of mentioned even like way back when you were young, you know, putting way too much effort into like making stuff funny and stuff? Like, because this next question actually, Jill wanted me to ask you this. Like,
let's go.
She wanted me to ask, like, how did you get so funny? So like a better way of
better question. Like, how do you phrase that better? That's not a good question.
I was gonna get into.
No, it's a great question.
Why are you funny? Why are you funny guy?
Well, like did you have any sort of comedic inspiration? Like, what were the things you were watching as a kid that sort of like influenced your sense of humor or content or whatever it was?
I don't know. I absorbed a lot, I think, as a kid. And my parents, I'm an only child, and there was like no family filter on. Like when I was growing up, like I was watching Step Brothers when I was 9 and just absorbing.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I think part of it too is I was just around my parents when I was real young, and it was like my humor evolved really quickly because I was like, I don't have any I can't make poo-poo jokes. Because they don't laugh at that. I've tried. But it's just always been kind of natural to me. I like making people laugh, and I think I get like a positive feedback loop. And internally, I'm like, okay, that worked. Let's stick to that. And just kind of it's evolved. It's I don't want to sound like a full of myself guy, but as long as I can remember, it's just like been natural to me, and it's I enjoy it, so I let it go.
Yeah, this guy's full of himself.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just always been the best, and it's not hard, and I don't understand why it's hard for people. I just watch Seinfeld.
You know what I feel like though when you stream is it feels like you're doing stand-up comedy. Doesn't it feel like it? Like, do you ever feel that way?
I love that.
No, but only because I've thought about doing stand-up comedy, and that terrifies me. I'm like, I don't even know what I do.
Because like I'll throw jokes out, and it feels like sometimes it feels like you're bombing. I'm like, oh
yeah,
oh fuck, it's all silent and shit. Like, the chat's moving, I'm throwing jokes, it's like quiet. I'm like, oh fuck.
That's what the video game's for.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't do just chatting.
That's when I'm playing Truck Simulator. I go off the road. Oops, guys, look at this. I'm so zany.
I'm so zany.
Oh my goodness, guys. I'm funny again.
How's it feel to be in an arcade?
I want out. Let me out.
Can you like bang on there real quick? Just pretend like man's trapped in his shadow. Room.
Yugi!
Grandpa!
This should be me! This should be you!
I actually want to, segue a little bit into sort of more of the content, your YouTube side of things, because especially like on some of your more recent videos, like with the Mario baseball stuff. I noticed you have sort of a structure of like you do like this really well thought out and like well scripted intro, and then you sort of like get into the content from there. I'm kind of wondering, like, where did you get that sort of structure from? Like, was there any content inspiration that sort of led you to that style of making video?
Oh yeah. I've watched a lot of I try and when I watch YouTube videos, especially ones that are less niche, like if I'm watching a random Mario baseball video or Melee video, I'm like, this is for me. But if I'm watching a bigger like Ludwig video or Moist Critical or whatever, I'm trying to pick it apart a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've worked with a couple editors. One good friend, Keo, sent me this like PowerPoint of something that like he was like, hey, I use this for my edits. Like we pass this around internally, and it was like this PowerPoint on like confirming the click. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, dude, it's
like,
worth it. By the way,
it's about like how to have an intro, how to confirm the click, all this mentality of like in the first 30 seconds, people decide if they're going to watch a video or not. And those first 30 seconds also tell YouTube algorithm that's like, hey, people are liking this. People want to stay in it. Yeah. So what I try and do nowadays, I didn't do this before. I've tried to do it in the last, like, I don't know, couple months, but, have the idea, have the title that I was talking about earlier of like, what's this video going to look like? And then trying to explain it in an enticing way as quick as possible and as flashy as possible. So people kind of like, if they're going to click off, it's going to be in the first few seconds. If they stay for those first few seconds, then you can kind of get lazy, which is what I do when I edit my own stuff. When I work with editors, I'm like, I'm going to be super critical of the first 30 seconds. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like, you're doing a great job no matter what. But that first 30 seconds can be so crucial. So I try and just kind of hone in on that. And it's like trying to work smarter, not harder of, you know, how can I take one idea and present it in the best way that it's going to perform the best rather than, you know, oh, this is a good idea. I'm just going to kind of record for 20 minutes and upload it. Trying to find a balance between that. Cause I also sometimes spend way too long trying to make it perfect and be meticulous. And then it's like, okay, I didn't need to focus on that zoom in at second 26 frame 463 of the video.
Right.
It slides
but yeah.
No, that's
enhance.
I think that's really interesting. Actually, I've never even actually heard of like the whole, you know, 30 seconds of a beginning 30 seconds. But I actually like once you said that, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, actually, that's really true. Like when a video, I feel like I'm more likely to watch a video that has a really good intro. Like, you know, those even like those video essays where it's like they pose a question, and then you're like, okay, well, you're gonna find out, and then you're like, all right, well, fuck, I guess I gotta watch it now. Yeah,
I'm sitting here, I'm like, fuck, I don't do that.
Me neither. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh shit, I need that spreadsheet like ASAP.
Yeah.
Well, and it comes down to just psychology of like that's just kind of how we're wired. It's like you kind of make a judgment whether you like it or not pretty quick on a video of like, oh, the quality's pretty good in this intro. This must be a good channel or good video or whatever. But
absolutely, I think you just taught me something right there, especially as
I'll send the PowerPoint your way.
Please do, because like as you know, I've been trying to get more on my YouTube grind as well, so I definitely need to start doing the intros more.
Do you do like nowadays, like in modern time now, like do you do all your editing now, or is it all editors for you?
It's pretty much all editors. I kind of go back and forth where there's a good chunk of time where I just wasn't making content for YouTube because it was like, well, I have more fun when I stream. That's just kind of it. Yeah. And I didn't have a lot of free time in the evenings. It's like I don't want to like take away from stream time to edit a video. So I kind of was like, all right, I'm gonna make the plunge. I'm gonna like hire a couple editors and then like let them cook while I just do my thing. Like, and I try and be good about it. Like I get probably a little too hands-on because I'll like write an outline and then write a script and then like
that's good though.
That's amazing.
I'll edit the script and then put in like parentheses like, okay, I'm thinking you need to put this on screen here and then like go to this when I say this word. But I try and like pass on my vision as much as possible, and then like I don't like editing, so then I go, here you go, here's your money, thank you. But I've done a couple more edits lately and enjoy it. I think just when I put pressure on myself to edit, I don't get it done or I don't like it. When I kind of am like, no, I'm gonna outsource it, for lack of better words. I'm way more excited about the project. I'm more excited about everything going on. So
I like that because I've worked with a couple editors, but my last editor was Jonathan. I'm trying to think of his name else so I don't like forget them. But I'm the opposite. He's like, so what do you want me to do for these things? I'm like, I don't know, just do your measure.
I'm the same as you.
Just do your thing. Just do your thing. Whatever you think is good. He's like, I don't fucking know. All right, sure. Here's this.
Yeah.
And I get the result. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is it's dope, but like, oh shit, this is not what I was envisioning. But I didn't know. I didn't say it. You know, I didn't tell you. I was like, oh damn. Oh, what the fucking? I'm sucking like a Sonic's toe or something.
Yeah.
In the thumbnail, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, that's so fucking funny. Yeah, I'm the same way as you. Like with Famine, I'm like, yeah, bro, just here's the stream. I don't fucking know, man. Just do a thumbnail, do something. I'm just, here's your money, man. Like,
just go take the money and do it, please.
Just take this shit. I don't want to deal with it. But I do sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say I get a little bit like that with just like the edits and the like. Sometimes if I'm like writing a script or something, I'm like, do something funny here. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, just do it.
Just do something. Yeah, I do love the idea of scripting out intros though. Like, I think I'll definitely try that for the next couple of of YouTube videos that I put out, because I think that, you know, the 30-second, I'll just call it the 30-second rule. The 30-second rule does make a lot of sense, actually. So
yeah,
30-second rule is like when you drop a piece of food or some shit, like pepperoni on the ground, you pick it up.
Yeah, multiple meanings. You know?
Well, and it's usually not that much more effort, because it's like you're not doing it for the whole video, you're just doing it for the beginning. Like, so it's like good mentality to be like, no, we're gonna like this beginning's gonna be good, and then people are gonna get 4 minutes in and go, why the hell am I still here? But I already got them.
I already got them. Yeah, the intro, the 30 seconds, man. I did it. I did the 30 seconds of work, man. I got you, bro.
I'm assuming that's done. Even more aggressive when you're doing shorts, right? Well, I know that. Yeah, like, yeah, it's even more.
Oh, I've seen shorts that I've done where it's like the same clip, but in one of the clips, I'm like, you won't believe what happens when and then like it just does way better. I'm like, this is so stupid. But it works.
Yeah, it's but that's the way it goes. So yeah, I mean, no, me too. I hate that. That's like you have to. I mean, that's what you got to do. You know,
you got to do it.
You got to play the game. You got to at least get in there, because then, you know, once you're a little more established, I feel like you have a little bit more freedom to sort of do what the stuff you want to do. But as far as like getting people who would be interested in you in the door, you kind of have to, you know, exploit you got to exploit the bugs a little bit sometimes. You got to get the system in there.
Yeah, I know the feel. My view count starts dipping. I'm like, I need to set the turntables. I need to make a quick video. I need a quick video real quick.
What's up, Twitter?
Hey, this guy. What's up? Yeah. What up? I've never seen a Twitch stream. This is my first one. Hey, this is a ban evader. You're a ban evader. Has anyone seen that message? Can you guys see that?
Yeah. Possible ban evader.
Hey, that's a criminal. That's a criminal. That's a criminal, you fucking Chad. Bro. Can anyone else see that? I think it's just the mods. Only the mods can see it. I don't know if anyone else can see it. All right.
But I'm kind of curious now, like, what are some of your sort of streaming goals, if you have any? Like, do you have any goals with your stream? Like, they can be number goals, like any sort of.
I think to the moon, baby. I
mean, baby.
I try. I mean, my number one goal always is to keep having fun with it, because that's brought me the most joy and like fun. And it's even when I see the numbers go up, it's not about the number going up. It's about like the fun behind it. And like, oh, look, I worked really hard. I did this stupid thing and I got hit with whipped cream and now the number go up. My brain feel good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd like to try and hit partner this year. I've put that on my wall of like, if I don't hit it, that's fine. I'm going to be proud of myself either way. But like, let's go. I try and go a little bit bigger than I'm like, well, probably not an easy goal, but let's go for it. And then, I just want to buy like 2 to 3 mansions. So that's like the 5-year goal. We're getting there.
Where do you
still.
see yourself in 5 years?
It's a snowball. So it's like snowball starts small, but just keep doing it until, you know, it's not fun anymore, or it doesn't make sense, or I'm a dad and I can't. And the like, wife's yelling at me.
Can't be fucking around.
I lost my job, you know. There's a Reddit thread about me. That's when I'll stop.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
It sounds like me like last year.
the full time gigs.
Dude, that was fucking terrible.
I know. I mean, it's good to, you know, experiment and know. Like, I think goals are really just important for all aspects of anything. Like, it's good to sort of have a vision sometimes, and I think that definitely makes sense. Like the way you describe it, like just keep having fun with it. Like that's a goal in and of itself. You know, like
that's the big because anytime the numerical goal or whatever becomes the main goal, it's like
less fun for sure.
Then not hitting that becomes failure, and it's just not fun. And it's like I try and do a larger goal, so I operate on a level that I'm more proud of. Because that was one thing with like the Animal Crossing videos. I was like, I'm not really trying. I'm just kind of doing it, and it's like just free views because YouTube chose me.
I'm kind of feeling this. I've been there.
Yeah, it's like I want to operate because I want to do well because like I'm trying to strategize. I'm trying to do this the right way, like it's a business almost of like. What's a strategic way to approach this? How can I get the most out of my time? And at the end of the day, I want it to be 6 months from now and look back at video streams and be like, yeah, I'm proud of that.
Yeah,
like, I'm I don't know what the numbers were, but I'm proud of
what
I put out.
Yeah, I feel like if you do that, you get like, it might not initially be like a huge audience compared like if you spread thin, but you get like a really dedicated, fan base who really liked the effort you put into it.
Fucking with it.
You know, it's like your small cult.
Yeah,
exactly. And we're gonna buy a farm. And everybody's gonna come live on it.
No, that's I think that's really dope. And you know, on the topic of like, you know, sort of developing following and stuff like that, I'm actually really curious. I've always wanted to talk to you about this, but I knew I had to save it for the pod. So I'm kind of curious about like your relationship with social media. You know, like, is it, because when I look at your Twitter, you know,
it's bad.
Yeah, no,
it's not that bad. It's not.
I think about like, you know, like I feel like you have a very good balance of like promoting yourself and like also having fun with it, and especially like the promotional side of it. Like, you know, I always see, you know, like you and AJ, whenever you and AJ are talking, or whenever AJ and I are talking, he's always like
running my fucking name to the mud. He's like wiping my shit. Dude, that last post, it was like, oh, dude, don't DM SmasherMagazine. What the fuck? I don't remember what the fuck you said.
Yeah,
it was like some obviously
it's gold. That's what
he was like, don't be using emotes. Don't be using emotes of other streamers in SmasherMagazine chat. And it's like a DM where I'm like, don't fucking do that shit ever again. I'll fucking come to your house. I'm flying over and I'll beat your ass. You know, I thought that was obvious. Like, oh, this is, it's funny.
It's a joke.
But like in the comments, people are like, no way. No way SmasherMagazine did that.
This has changed my opinion.
Yeah.
And those are only the comments. So like the people who are like, you know, he shows views now on Twitter. I'm like, oh god,
that was like 1 million views.
What the fuck? Dumbasses.
There's 5,000 people who think you're a criminal.
Oh god, damn it.
Yeah, but
good stuff.
I like, but you know, it's like the promotional aspect of it where, you know, you're like, AJ will like do something and then you're like, dude, you gotta push your shit. And you know, I feel like you have a very good balance of, you know, like we were just talking about like the fun posts of like the memes and like the jokey stuff. So I'm kind of curious, like, how do you, like, what do you view social media as? Is it more of like the for fun stuff, or is it more of the sort of like as a tool for growth, or do you feel like there's kind of a balance there?
I think it's a balance. I think at the end of the day, it's more for fun for me, especially Twitter. Yeah, Twitter's so fun. I'm on there way too much, but I have fun with it. But I kind of look at what do I want my like landing platform to be, which is Twitch and somewhat YouTube.
What's a landing platform?
And let's say that again.
What's a landing platform again?
Just kind of like, where's the ultimate place I want people to end up?
Oh,
like, if they see me on Twitter, where do I want them to go from? Like, I don't want to do Twitch so that people find my Twitter. It's like,
that makes sense.
I'd rather like everybody kind of one day find the Twitch or find the YouTube.
That's
and
cool.
like, I think Twitter's just like not that good at that. So like, I think it is and it isn't. I think you get a few that click through it. I think the issue becomes there are a lot of people on Twitter that just don't use Twitch and they don't.
Yeah. Oh, that makes
really
sense.
go there.
Yeah. Vice versa, like YouTube, like would translate better than.
Yeah, YouTube does pretty good. TikTok's another one that I found that like it just doesn't. I think a lot of people that find stuff on TikTok just like don't necessarily go to Twitch that often.
Yeah.
We were talking about that too, actually,
but because I don't think there's a lot of crossover, I kind of just try and have fun with it. And I also know that the people that I know from Twitch tend to have Twitter. It's one of those like not all jacuzzis are a hot tub thing. It's like most people on Twitch have a Twitter, but not vice versa. That it's like, well, I know to promote my stuff there because the people that are on Twitch will see it, and if they want to come, they can. But then also I kind of feel like I have the freedom to just be a little memer on there. And just have fun with it. That it's not like this is my professional business, like going live place, but I can kind of post and it's fun to post like low effort stuff, but like more high effort meme stuff that I'm like, I'm not gonna put that on my YouTube. I'm not gonna like make a stream out of this stupid fake SmasherMagazine DM, but I'm eating this peanut butter sandwich and I think it's funny, so I'm gonna do it.
That definitely makes sense.
That's smart. Oh yeah, I feel like I need to get that shit down. Because you know what I do is I do something and I just post it on all of it. Like I do one video and I post it on YouTube, I post it on Twitter, post it on TikTok,
Yeah.
But I don't
but yours are great for that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I need to find a better system. And I think once I have editors and shit, I think I don't have to stress like actually making it.
Yeah. Gets more streamlined.
If you're, I mean, the best people doing it right now have a team, and it's like if you're the only one doing it, yeah, like Ludwig's got editors, Hassan's got it, like everybody's got people that it's like you can't really do it all on your own. So when you're trying to, it's just so hard.
Yeah. 100%.
The people who do that are crazy. Good for them. They deserve it.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
That's yeah. You're a true grinder if you're doing it all.
I remember I was like, I'm gonna do this shit. I'll do this shit myself. Especially when I didn't have a job. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And I remember like, oh, this is a good stream. This is funny. And I edited that shit for like maybe 12 hours because I don't know how to use it. Mm-hmm. And I made like a 6-minute video. Like, okay, I think this is good. Posted it on YouTube and it get like 12 views. Yeah. I was like, dude, this fucking sucks.
That's the hard part about YouTube too.
Yeah. I'm like, oh Jesus, shit.
YouTube, especially starting out, is like the most effort you have to put into like the least reward. It's like at least on Twitch, it's like I'm not doing too much. I'm just like hanging out and talking to people.
Yeah.
And I take Twitter. It's just like, oh, I'm just shit posting. You know, I'm just.
Oh yeah,
just
Twitter.
Posting.
It's
throwaways.
A thought enters into my mind, and I put it up on Twitter. And then 15 minutes later, I'm like, was that okay to say?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, it's yes.
And then I deleted it. I deleted mine. I'm like, ah, fuck. I can still kind of see it, just a little bit.
We can segue a little bit into the more current stuff you're doing now with Mario Baseball. I'm kind of curious, like what's sort of your history with the game? Like,
show me a move.
I thought I muted that.
Oh,
I got a raid or something.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Well, anyways, Raiders, I love you guys.
Like, I didn't hear it.
I should mute this, but
we can't see Chad.
I can't see Chad. But
we love
thanks for the raid, everyone.
Yeah.
But go back to what you're saying.
Raiders.
I'll fix that later.
Yeah. History of Mario Baseball. Like, how did you initially get into the game? Like, and the more competitive side of it, especially. Like.
Yeah. So, kind of similar to Melee, honestly. There was. Are you moving me around? There was I think it was Akshon Esports. The YouTube channel did a video that was like Nintendo's secret, like deepest competitive game.
Oh.
And it was all on the Mario Baseball community and the competitive scene they had. I think I was gonna like stream Luigi's Mansion or something. And I was like, yo, I just saw this sick video. We're playing Mario Baseball tonight. I'm gonna download. They have their own client, like Slippy. I was like, I'm gonna download that, join the Discord. We're gonna play tonight. And I just did it, and everyone was like, came from the Mario Baseball community and was just super welcoming and like, yo, it's so good to see you. Like, oh, you're gonna want to like set your buffer to 4 and like, oh, so like when you draft, you're gonna do this, and it was just like super wholesome. Yeah, that it was like. I just kind of got into it. That was like, let's keep playing.
Is that where the big resurgence came from, or was it already kind of happening? Like
it was kind of happening, and then that video came out, and like I was just curious, so I was like scrolling through the Discord one day, and it was like a couple joins a day, like every once in a while here. That video drops, and it's like 150 people joining the Discord every single day. I'm just like,
yeah.
I had no idea this was like a competitive game. Like I didn't know there was a scene for this. But. It just kind of took off that it was like everybody was super welcoming. I had fun with it. They enjoyed it. I was kind of doing something nobody else was really doing in that space of like most of the streams were just tournaments and competitive gameplay. And I was doing it, jumping up and down, going like losing my mind at a really bad play because I thought it was good. And it was just a lot of fun. And it's a fun game to play. I used to play all the time growing up with my dad. It was like the one game he'd play with me. He'd be like, you want to play Mario Baseball? I'm like, absolutely, father.
Aww,
let's run it.
That's beautiful.
So
that's cute as fuck.
Yeah, it was great. I have good memories of it. So
yeah, I think that's really dope. Like here, I didn't even know that whole like mini doc sort of came out and everything.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good video.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was about to say, I'm sure they grabbed you in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, they did. They locked me down.
Yeah,
I feel like those Akshon Esports videos. They revive a lot of games. Like I feel
really
like
do.
that happened to Guns. Like, there was I think someone made a documentary on Guns, and then they picked it up and like there was like another like bump, and it was like it was moving again, and then Melee picked it up. Like IBW played it.
Yeah,
but it was crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that like it brings it back like a community into the space.
It's like there are a lot of people out there that are like, I would be super into this. I just don't know it exists. Especially, you've got popular games like competitive Switch games, fighting games that are like super accessible, but some of these older GameCube games, it's like, yeah, you got to download like 4 or 5 things, and then you're going to do matchmaking through a Discord server.
Yeah.
But like, as long as you can kind of get that hook, people are like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out because this is sick.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it existed. So stuff like that's very far reaching, does really well for it.
Yeah. I think that's honestly a beautiful sort of segue, because like, you're talking about clicking through the Discord and like doing all this other stuff. I was, like, because I initially found you through AJ, obviously, but then like I started watching your content because of the Mario baseball stuff, and I was like, this is fucking sick. Like, this guy's super entertaining, and also like I used to love this game as a kid too. So like I'm kind of I'm kind of curious, like what sort of was like the experience with competing and like doing ranked, because I know you were doing ranked for a while. You were like playing against leaderboarded characters. Like I was there when you were playing like either the top player, like the third best player, and then like what's sort of the experience with that?
It was really good. I right when I got into it, it was kind of the start of that snowball from the Akshon video, and I had played a lot as a kid, so I was like doing pretty well. Like not like top player well, but it was like, oh, like I beat someone that's ranked like B tier in the like 50 people on the leaderboard just in my first game, because it's like I just understand the game from being a kid. And it was just a lot of fun. I think after a while there, I got a little too into it. I got a little too frustrated. The one thing about that game that I don't really play ranked or competitive anymore.
Why?
But when you play in like a tournament or a competitive game, you play 9 innings and it's like 30 to 45 minutes. And if you're just like grinding and then like throw one bad pitch and give up a grand slam or whatever, it's so defeating. I'm just emotionally and physically spent from it that it was like I got to a point where I was like, I think I need to be done for a while. But I will hang my hat on there's a major tournament usually every like 3 or 4 months called Net Play Superstars. In the last one, I went on the best losers run in the history because I was just like seated really low and I made it to top 16.
Wow. Man, that's
it's a pretty big deal.
What was the I was gonna ask, like, what was the size of the like what was the size of the
16 people?
Yeah, it was just 16. I actually lost out. No, it was like I think we had like 40 or 50 in that one.
Shit,
and it's
huge.
like I lost my first game and then I won a couple close ones, won a couple upsets, and then I played my top 16 game and just got trounced.
Blasted.
Those like, all right.
Those upsets feel good, man. Especially when people like, were you streaming that?
I was just on the tournament stream. I stopped streaming my tournament games because I got so nervous.
I definitely feel that.
Is that when you introduced like the VTube? Like the
that was one of them.
Shit is like
I turned it on because I was like, I can't have my camera.
No, that's how I am too with doing bracket on stream.
Yeah.
I should just take it more like casually, just bike and shit.
Yeah. I get into it. I'm very much I played golf in high school, and like my dad would always be like, you're getting too mad at it. Like it's okay if you don't do well. I'm like, Dad, you don't understand. When I come out here, I'm like, I know I've never like done that well, but I'm Tiger Woods today. Like I know I can just do it. If I just do it, I'll be great. He's like, well, that's good confidence, I guess.
I think that's a good thing if you can tap into the right parts of it, though. Like, that definitely gives.
But I don't. I just get mad.
Yeah,
I'm like, I could win Genesis if I just like showed up. Things just went my way. I think I could do it.
And you get frustrated when you go like, like,
it's like everyone's like, Riley didn't practice. You haven't played in months. I'm like, but I had it.
Yeah, no, I think that's amazing. And because as someone who like streams their tourney runs, I definitely feel like the nerve aspect of it. But I feel like sometimes that nervous energy can like propel me, because my initial question with that was like, the feeling of the upset and like sharing that with people is like feels really cool because you know you got
it feels so good.
People in chat being like, dude, you beat this guy, like what the you were not supposed to. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm just I'm just playing. I'm just gaming.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking gaming, man.
It's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a really beautiful thing about competitive games. You know, my next sort of question was like your current relationship with the game, but I think you sort of gave that to us already. But if you could just like summarize, you know, like do you feel like you're kind of taking a little break right now? You play more casually because I feel like I haven't seen you streaming it as much.
Righty, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much. I definitely stepped away from playing it competitively just because I got frustrated. I'm a 27-year-old man. I don't need to be getting mad at Mario Baseball. But no, I kind of enjoyed lately I've been doing just kind of like challenge runs with it, or like I did the Mario Baseball blindfolded thing.
Yeah, I saw you on a newspaper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Kabar nonstop. I was featured on Kabar nonstop.
If anyone listening, can you explain what the fuck that was? Who found that?
Like,
How'd you? What the fuck was that?
So it was we did the blindfolded speed run, but it wasn't really a speed run. And I had that edited. I had a great editor, and when I posted the video, he DM'd Jake Lucky and he was like, "Hey, this guy did this thing. Like, disclaimer, I'm his editor, but it was really sick. Like, regardless." And then he DM'd me. He tweeted it out. And then all of these like random like outlets that definitely just get clicks from recycling that kind of content started posting me with these like really AI looking descriptions of like Twitch streamer and sensation RileyScott 64 is playing the dead Mario baseball game for the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh yeah.
The dead Mario
Did the challenge. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was like broken English. It was like it didn't even make sense like at all. I was like, what the fuck? The guy was all fucked up. I was like,
there's a bunch in like Spanish that's just like definitely just translated articles.
Yeah.
Erica DM'd me one on LinkedIn that was like this random, like all in Spanish. And it was like Mario Baseball. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah. That's incredible. I love that. Yeah.
I really think you should like somehow print it on newspaper.
I gotta frame it.
Newspaper, like to make it look old and shit, and just frame that shit.
Yeah,
I gotta frame it.
Like, Mom, look.
Put it on the background.
Like, Mom, you guys check this out. This is Kabar nonstop.
Mom, I was featured in Kabar nonstop.
Yeah. Give me some respect.
Add a little title by it. But as far as what I'm doing now with it, I have a few ideas for videos here and there, but I'm just kind of trying to focus on what content I can bring to it, because the other thing is, in the last I joined in March and started playing, so almost a year now. In the last 9 months, people have gotten so good at that game, and it's like there's now a very big skill gap, and it's like I'm not good at it, and
it's
I
like
get
melee.
frustrated that I'm not good. Yeah,
it's a melee shit.
When people find it and then they grind it out, it's like, okay, now these people are like, that's the GOAT. We've got the GOAT there. We've got like the people coming for him there. But it's like, what can I offer to it? And what keeps me from not getting frustrated is a few creative videos here and there. And, you know, helping out the community, commentating some tournaments here and there, and just kind of staying plugged in. But I don't play that much anymore.
Yeah. That's honestly, I was just kind of curious, like what, you know, I just wanted to know what kind of your current.
It's dead to me. This podcast is over. How dare you?
Oh
How
shit!
dare you?
How dare you bring this shit up?
I can't believe my agent told you.
This shit is live.
This is embarrassing.
No, you go.
Like, real quick though, like I know you because my streams, but Melee. How did you get into Melee? Was that like a long-term thing? Did you just get into this shit? I don't know how long you've been playing this game. Like,
I in like 2013, I think. When did the dot come out? We watched it a little bit late, but it was my senior year of high school. Me and some friends watched a documentary, and it was like that year for my birthday. Everybody came over. We had a tournament.
Yeah.
We like started practicing wave dashing and stuff. When I went to college, I was playing a lot that summer, and a lot my like first semester freshman year of college. Then I kind of stopped playing. I pick it up here and there, but I always watched. And then when Slippy came out, I was like, okay, I'm kind of an introvert. Yeah. I'm kind of a homebody. My big thing was like, I don't have anybody to play with, so I don't play. And then Slippy came out, and now it's like, okay, I remember why this was like so fun.
Yeah.
For that like 6 to 9 month period with my with my college friends, where we just stay up till 3 a.m. playing every night.
Do they still play?
Oh yeah,
they just
I
like when's
we
the top
hop in
player Zane?
Discord. Yeah. Do you know Mango? I don't know if you know him. He's kind of big, but yeah, they all play. We all have like a group text that we're like, all right, we playing doubles, we playing games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. One of my buddies lives in Washington now, and he surprised me for my birthday and flew in and stayed with us, and we played till like 4 a.m.
Aw,
just nonstop. It was so fun.
nice.
That's cool.
That's amazing.
I love
That's what
Melee.
Melee does.
I love Melee like that though. It was like
Yeah,
that late night Melee shit, and we're like eventually somehow nowhere you're like playing
Talking about
DK and
life.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about life and shit. Like Deborah left me.
Melissa took the kids.
Melissa took the kids.
That
You
was a
know,
sick
and,
edge
and you're
guard, by the
playing. Yeah. But you're doing crazy ass shit while you're saying that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, man.
It just hits there. I forgot how good TRT Melee was of just sitting there hunched over, your neck hurts, and you're just going for hours. And you're like, oh god.
Yeah, I have
what time is it?
I have a ton of memories like that. Like,
yeah.
Well, the homies you see in the background walking by. That's what it'd be like. You just stay up 4 a.m. My parents' house would have like an ant problem. We're like playing. And they're like, bro, what the fuck is going
Fighting
on?
off ants.
Like, they're like, dude, there's ants on my arm.
Why is the so many ants?
And I'm like, dude, stop John dog.
Yeah, bro, you know, you're trying to do fucking pillars, fighting ants off.
Making
there.
excuses.
Through the ants, brother.
Bro, dude, you just making excuses. It's like literally ants over it.
Fucking John, bro. That's a John, man. Fuck those ants.
Just play better.
Those ants won't kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but,
great.
Yeah, I think you know, you kind of mentioned it before too, like, you know, with the blindfold stuff and you know, about Mario. Like, I'm kind of curious, like, where did the idea come from for that? Like, did it just were you just in the shower? It just popped into your head from
David
there,
Blaine.
or just like,
Yeah. I have a lot of just like random ideas. Like now my brain just like randomly thinks of these taglines and then I write it down in a little notes app. And that one I just thought of and I was like, I can do that. Like this isn't, I played enough against a computer that I know how it works. And I was like, this is something that I think is really simple that is going to seem really impressive.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it's that hard. And all I did was like stand still. And when I heard the ball get thrown, I pressed A. And then sometimes it worked.
I
and
like seeing the comments. Like, no, he's looking through the blind.
Yeah, he's a liar. He's a liar.
Through the blindfolds.
We cut this part out of the video, but I thought the game was over. And then it was. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind, guys. Pretend that didn't happen.
That's yeah. And I was about to say, I think, you know, like when I asked you that question about like sort of video structure earlier on, like that was one of the videos that I sort of used as like a reference point, because I think so many of your videos are so well done in that way of like, you know, but now you broke it down, you know, the 30-second rule. Because I'm like, damn, these intros are fucking.
That's how it go.
Like, this guy records it. He gets the concise points out while making you sound like interested, you know, and so yeah,
and something I like to do with that one that I tried really hard was like make the YouTube video a different experience than the stream itself.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, the people who enjoy my stuff the most were there when it happened.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to watch it. They thought it was cool. They saw my tweet because they follow me on Twitter. They're in my Discord. They knew what was happening. They watched it. They have no reason to watch it again if I just put up the VOD. So I was like, let's try and make this as unique of an experience as possible. From the stream, so there's value and people that find it on YouTube and they're like, well, I'm gonna go watch the stream instead of just like waiting for the video. It's like, oh, that was completely different, and I got like way more pee pee poo poo jokes than I did in the video. And vice versa.
And side note, you know, I just realized you don't have a mustache.
No, I shaved for this.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, he said
It's like freshly shaved. I was like,
cleaned up for us.
Too clean.
Yeah,
No, it was going for a while, and then I took it down. I'm throwing smoke trails on Erica too. Yeah. She thinks there's a big announcement coming for her soon, so I'm just like shaving at random times and getting haircuts.
Yeah.
Never let them know your next move.
I'm like, it's just for the podcast, but what are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I kind of want to shift gears a little bit here now. Like, you know, we talked about some of the content stuff. We've talked about, you know, some of the more Mario baseball, but I'm curious now. You know, RileyScott, the speedrunner. You know. What was sort of your first experience with speedrunning? It can be doing runs yourself or you know, like the content that was introduced to you. Like, how did you sort of get into speedrunning? What got me into it, I think it's a combination of things. And this kind of plays into like
why there are questions on Mario Baseball and Melee and like all these things. I'm very much like I see something and I kind of like it and I get really into it for a little bit and then I move on to the next thing. I get really into it. But I have a lot of games from my childhood, like Paper Mario, Super Mario 60, all these games that's like I really like them and I really like competitive stuff like Melee and even just sports. That it's like really cool that all these games that I enjoy that were experiences by myself have like a way to kind of be competitive. And it's also kind of a lot like golf in that way where like Melee and stuff is more like, you know, you're one-on-one, it's you against the other person, but in speedrunning it's like kind of a course and you're just trying to go up against it, beat yourself, beat this as best as you can. But I think what really got me into it was both Summoning Salt videos. Those are so good. And simply, I think it was like March. I don't know what year it was, but he did a Mario March Madness where every day he streamed 120 star runs for like 8 hours.
Oh,
and I just got so into it. He ended up like skipping a few days here and there, and it was like, guys, this is a lot. This is exhausting. But it was like I learned the lingo. I learned kind of just how the game worked, and I was like, that looks really fun. And then I just tried it out with 16 star and had a lot of fun. The community in my chat like really enjoyed it because you know there's kind of buy-in, and it's like you're watching, you're chatting, and then all of a sudden you do pretty good, and they're like, oh, okay, like something might be happening, and then you mess up and they all laugh at you or whatever the case is. But it kind of channels my competitive drive, but I tend to be in a better mood about it because I can only blame myself, and I'm never wrong, so I can't be the issue.
You know, I don't really know because I don't really watch that much speedrunners.
Yeah,
but the only thing I know about Simply is you fucking sent him my beat.
Oh, that's right, dude. He loved it,
and he rapped on top of it. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I had like, so many points in his chat because he always does gambles on like, will I hit this trick? And I just like had 800,000 points from watching that march, and I was like, wow, it's like 500,000 to send him a beat to rap over. I was like, here, take this one.
He rapped over my instrumental.
I was like, I don't know. I've been watching Smasher. I'll just send this one. It's pretty sick.
I need to see that.
That's fucking crazy.
It's saved somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I gotta find that shit.
I'm kind of curious. Like, so is Super Mario 64 like the only game that you have experience doing runs in, or like, do you have experience in other games? Like, what are some of your favorites?
I've done Mario 64 is definitely my favorite. I did Mario Baseball, but that was just for the gimmick video of I saw 10 open categories. And I was like, this is free clickbait. I can say I got 10 world records. But mainly Mario 64, and then I did Luigi's Mansion for a while, and that game's really fun. Yeah, that's a ton of fun to play. I know. Shout out Mello.
I've seen Smello. I've seen Soup.
Yeah.
I've seen Soup play that shit.
Soup was doing that too.
Dude, it's fun, and it's like not terribly hard to get into. Like it's a good intro if you're like, I kind of want to learn about speedrunning, but like, because it's just Luigi's Mansion, it's not that hard.
It is kind of hard, man. That baby shit, dude. I got stuck on that shit on stream. I was like, this game fucking sucks.
That game was scary to me as a kid.
Dude, when I was a kid, my mom played it and I watched because I was like, I can't do this, mom.
It's too scary.
Way too scary.
It is scary. Yeah.
But Mario 64 is my main one, and then Luigi's Mansion is pretty fun. I want to branch out, but the issue with speedrunning is like, oh my, it's so hard to learn a speedrun. It's so fun once you learn it and you're like, okay, I can start and finish a run. Yeah. But like when you're watching some like grainy YouTube video from 2004 and he's like, we're gonna hit the chip clip now, and you're like, what? What does that mean? He's like, you're gonna flick your stick like this, and then you're gonna press A, B, back and forth. It's super easy. You can hit it every time. And you're like, this sucks.
You're like, this is
I don't know how to do this.
Because this guy talking about,
bro, I don't even know.
Didn't you mix up one of the homies in the community from like a Luigi's Mansion video? Was it Bobby?
Oh, Boss Wave.
Oh, Boss. Oh yeah. Boss Wave. You're like, dude, who is this dude? And we were like, dude, what the fuck?
What I said.
Did you just call him some random? Like, that's our homie.
I tweeted. No, it was Miso was in Boss Wave's chat in the video. I was like, yo, I'm just watching this random like how to learn Luigi's Mansion thing, and like Miso's here, and I tweeted Miso, and everyone's like,
everyone's
that's
shitting on you.
What is
They're
wrong
all shitting
with
you.
What is wrong? You criminal.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen him. I'm sorry.
To segue, because Kay's been doing all the segues and stuff, but to segue these these Twitter interactions.
Oh no.
What made you buy Twitter Blue?
I was like, bro, this is gonna be so funny.
On blast.
God, dude. I
This is
remember
gonna be
when you
so
first showed
funny.
me that shit. There's like a clip of me like reacting to it. I was like, what the
it's so good.
fuck did you
That
do?
paid for it. No, and listen, I'm not. I think it was pay to win there for a little bit because my tweets did a lot better.
Did they?
The
Your
2
tweets are
months I
popping
had
off.
Twitter Blue than they
God
do now.
Damn, man. That shit was funny though. Every time you post, people always had to say some shit about it. They're all shitting on you.
This motherfucker favorite.
They're all shitting on it. I would laugh my ass off each time you posted.
It was worth it.
But anyways, what I want to ask though is you do that shit in my stream, like, hey, sup, sexy baby girl, how you doing, baby? Like, you come here often, we're gonna shake that thing for me. You know, he doesn't shake that thing for me. He says that shit in my stream all the time. Do you do that shit in other streams, or is it just my stream? Like, do you do
Not
that
really.
shit? Like, would you do
I
that
do
in
it
Simply stream? Like,
No.
that you wouldn't do that.
I'll go into K stream.
I was
and be
about
like,
to
what's
say,
up,
he does it,
sexy? What's
but
up, baby mama?
to like a lesser degree.
Where is the line though?
Like Riley's
how far have you
fully
done that
unhinged,
shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to I've recently just started doing it to like whiskey. I'm like, okay, I feel safe here.
Okay.
I'll come in and go like, what's up, little mama?
You ever test that out in like the waters in other places though? Like,
No, I get banned immediately.
I'm sexy, mama, baby. What are you
I'm
doing,
sexually
man?
harassing you. I can't do that.
What are you gonna do with that fat ass of yours?
Oh my gosh.
Go for it. Take it away, kid.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah,
That's mine.
I love this shit. Yeah, I mean, we're just about a little over the hour mark. I'm gonna be wrapping it up pretty soon, but I think the last thing I kind of wanted to send off on was like, what are sort of your plans for content like in the future? Like, what is RileyScott cooking up in the lab? What does RileyScott want to get out there for the people?
Well, I'm gonna for sure do a YouTube video. I got married with a thumbnail, so I can write that off on my taxes.
Wait, is this not a secret?
No, it's not.
But it was a secret at the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were telling me some shit. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
The only
I won't bring it
secret
up anymore.
I thought it was a secret.
is where I'm gonna ask her, but and when. But that's a tax write off.
Okay.
Probably. She knows that. She's freaking out about it. She like cleaned the whole house this weekend because she's stressed that people might show up this weekend because she doesn't know. She's like, are people
I
gonna
thought she
show
was-
up for a surprise party?
I thought she was stressed about this podcast. Like, oh shit, yeah, it's
she
a
was
big
like,
deal.
I don't know, he's gonna embarrass me.
Oh shit, we gotta clean out the house real quick. SmasherMagazine, and hey, you're gonna have a podcast.
No, but content wise, I've got a few ideas in the chamber that I just need to set time aside for and set up the stream, do it right. I want to try and keep the YouTube formula going of like good idea, try and make it a good stream, make it a different video, rinse and repeat, get that going a little bit consistently, and then just hanging out.
Yeah.
A little bit hanging out with the homies.
Yeah.
But nothing big scheduled yet.
Mm-hmm.
This has been on my calendar for a while. This podcast was my kind of big break. So I'm thinking things are going to take off now.
Yeah.
So my life's going to look a lot different
It's only
than it
uphill
does
from here,
right
man.
now.
Yeah. Well.
But
I've been enjoying the Super Auto Pet streams and all the good vibes and all the I love hanging out on the RileyScott streams.
Me too.
I appreciate it. I love hanging out on both of y'all's streams too.
Hey, thanks, brother.
I'm sorry, dude. I was like, hey, special guest.
Yo.
Yeah, she's coming back.
We missed our
So
window.
when is he gonna ask you?
I think very soon, but I don't know when.
I don't know when.
I noticed he's
What are
been
you doing
shaving.
tomorrow?
He's a man of
He's
many
been-
mysteries.
He's been shaving.
I know he shaved today. I took video of it.
Oh, snap.
Why'd you take a video of that?
What's the occasion, I wonder?
Yeah, no, that's exactly why I took video of it. I was like, have you seen those TikToks that are like, Is he proposing or did he just shave his mustache? Is he proposing or did we just go to Mexico? Is he proposing?
Damn.
We're going to Mexico
We're
tomorrow.
going to
What the dog, what the dog doing?
What the dog doing? Oh, look at that.
What are you showing?
That doesn't look like you. That looks like
That looks like
iDubbbz or something.
Yeah, I know. The side profile is like.
It looks
It
like
was
a
a
different,
dark time at 11:48 a.m.
Yeah,
today.
it's like a different dude.
Oh, man.
Do you have a recommendation, Riley? Who do you think the next guest should be?
I think it should be me again.
Man, this is a waste of a question. Why the fuck did I ask this dude?
What did you expect?
Dude, why the fuck did I ask this dude? this question?
I already know what he's
Dude,
gonna say.
I thought he was gonna be
I
like,
know what he's gonna
all
say.
right, who are you gonna challenge next?
It's like, yeah, that RileyScott 54 guy. He does some
Huh?
pretty cool shit.
Damn
I
it.
don't know. I think I got more in the day.
Dude.
But I mean, yeah, that was the inaugural episode.
Yeah.
That was all I had for you. That
Great.
was great.
It's-
Yeah. Thanks so much for
Okay,
hopping on.
The YouTube video is gonna
Of
end
course.
right now, and smile.
You do a great job with the questions and,
Yeah.
and keep the
Yeah.
flow going.
Having K here is great because, like, on my end, I didn't prep anything. I just was like, yeah, I know Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a Twitter.
I was gonna
He's
say,
like,
yeah, but
This guy's a bitch.
Yeah, this guy's a bitch. I know this dude. I don't need to research this fucking guy.
no, but I think AJ like definitely brings a more lighthearted energy to it too, especially like with the riff. Like he's way better. Like I have to prepare shit because I'm not as good at like riffing as like AJ. Like like I feel like we were talking about this earlier in the podcast. Like as someone we'd like look up to kind of as like a streamer, like who's like more in our realm, I guess. Like
Don't say that. He's going to get mad.
Yeah. He's like, you fucking small fry.
What the fuck? No, what the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Do you know the numbers I pull?
You guys shut the fuck
Do
up.
you see my analytics?
Keep the shit in the podcast.
Do you
Keep
know
this in the
do you know-
outro.